What's up, guys? Starting today's video, just working on the RDX right now because we've been having this issue where it would leak and like start molding around on this pillar right here on the driver's side. Took it to Acura. They charged us like 200 bucks to inspect it, and we found out that the windshield was leaking, so we went to go get that fixed, and that was like another 200 bucks to take the windshield off to get this whole thing resealed and get that done. And then we noticed that it was leaking, like it was still wet the other day. So I bought this. Basically, this is a tool that will run into your, like the water channels, the sunroof. You pretty much just stick this in there, just go back and forth just to clean it out, then put some water in there and make sure it's flowing out. Just did that. I probably ran this in there like 2 or 3 times just to make sure. The first time I did it, it was like a bunch of dust, like little spectacles just like flying out. And then just poured some water in there, made sure everything came out. So that should be good to go now, and we shouldn't have any more issues with that, with this pillar right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right here, as you can tell, you can see like the little bit of mold, or like, you know, the water that's been sitting here. So we got that fixed. Hopefully that doesn't cause any more issues with the car tweaking out and the water getting towards the fuses down here on the driver's side, which, you know, caused some electrical problems. But after we got the windshield fix, got it resealed. I hasn't done that, but this pillar right here was still getting wet, so just had to make sure that we clear that out again and make sure that's good to go. And good thing I got this tool. If you guys are looking for this tool, it's like $7 on Amazon. Just look up like sunroof rain water channel tool, and it'll pop up. You can use it for other stuff as well, like plumbing or whatever small hole that needs to be unclogged inside your house and stuff like that. Came with this long ass one, and it came with 2 short ones, so you guys can go pick that up on Amazon. It's a pretty dope tool. And yeah, let's get into today's video that I've been kind of stalling on making, but I'm gonna make it now. So you guys are probably wondering, where is the hatch? I follow you on social media and you said that you sold it. So yeah, I did sell the hatch. Somebody gave me the price that I wanted, and I sold it. So going into 2023, I kept wanting a newer car. Not a newer car, but a new project. The hatch is basically done up to where I wanted it. The car was nice to drive. It was one hell of a build. It's pretty fucking fast, considering it only made 246 at 152 torque. And, you know, just a stock K20 cam, springs, retainers, and that's basically it. On 1000 cc injectors, 340 fuel pump on E85. It runs really good. It runs really hard. Just little issues here and there that you could, you know, fix up and do it the way that you wanted. So, but I'll show you guys a video here of the new owner enjoying the car. He's having a blast with it. He's super happy with the purchase, and it's one of his dream cars as well. It was one of my dream cars, but I got to the point where I kind of overbuilt the car to make it really easy to drive. How do I really explain it? I overbuilt the car to a point where I can't really pull it out whenever I want to without looking behind my back if something is going to happen, or am I going to get pulled over for this and that. So I don't know. It was because going into 2023, when my mindset changing, you know, I finally put a ring on it. Just a lot of things going on in my life that I'm kind of growing up really quick. So I kind of want to get something that will benefit me in the future. So the car that I'm planning on getting or wanting to get is an Evo 5. So the reasons why I pick an Evo 5 is because it's right-hand drive, it's all-wheel drive, it has the 4G63. There's a whole different platform. Never messed with Evos before, and you know, it's a 4-door. It's basically like a rally car that's meant on the street, and it hooks really well on the street handling wise, like out the box. And for the price of them, they're not too bad, especially with the JDM cars coming into the States right now. They're super taxed. They're like up priced like 10 to 20K right now. So I've been keeping my eye on the Evo 5 just because of Adam LZ. When he had it, like he had it for like about 4 years, and you know, his build process with it. It's super simple. Don't have to be too crazy on the build, and it can make a lot of power, and it can handle really well if you do track it or do autocross. So that's the main thing that I'm gonna do with this Evo 5 once I do get it, is to have it meant for the track, meant for autocross. Not go too crazy with the build, because parts on this car is pretty expensive. So I'm gonna do a simple build with this one, just, you know, suspension, brakes, you know, new turbo, get the car switched over to E85 since we live in a corn state, so it's pretty easy to access E85 here and, you know, enjoy the car that way. So not gonna do the whole fully gutted, you know, 255 setup, big cam, you know, E85. Even though I do like that in the hatch, I kind of wish that I kind of chilled out on the overbuilding and, you know, get it to the way it was. But like I said, I do enjoy the way that it currently sits, and I don't regret on, you know, doing all that to that car, because that thing is a hot rod. It's fast, and the way it is should stay the way it is. I mean, you could try to restore it back to OEM spec, but it's not going to feel the same of how it is currently. So it's one of those things where I went too far with the build. I don't really want to go back, because I like the build, and if I do want to go back to OEM spec, I should just get a new project and, you know, do it that way. So that's why I've been keeping my eye on the Evo 5. And you know, the prices for a JDM car right now is super high, but the Evo 5 has been pretty consistent on staying in the certain price range, besides if they're built or something. But most of them are pretty stock. Some of them do have like 90 to 100k miles. Considering that, you know, these cars are from 98, they are pretty old, and so far they don't, as far as the research I have been doing, they don't really have that much problems besides the rods. So I can't push too much horsepower through these things unless the rod's gonna be flying out of the block. But you could do a simple Evo 9 or just an upgraded turbo, just so it spools faster, then switch the whole car over to, you know, E85, which I plan on doing. So that's gonna be the first things I do once I get an Evo 5, is suspension, brakes, tires, turbo, swap the whole fuel setup to E85, do a full exhaust. That's probably gonna be it. There's not much for the exterior of the car that I want to do, since everything on the exterior of the car looks really nice already. It has a, you know, factory wide body, like over fenders and stuff like that, so it looks really good. Probably get the whole underbody of the car recoated and get it under, do like a really thick undercoat, since these cars from Japan are not really known to be undercoated from factory, because there's an article about it. Don't quote me on this, but I believe they don't come factory undercoated in Japan because they don't salt their roads for some reason. Some areas are, some areas doesn't. They say that they do salt the roads, but then they pretty much just salt the roads to a point where there's still like ice layer, so the snow will be gone, but there's still going to be an ice layer on top of the road. You guys can go look that up and look into that. But most of these cars from Japan are not really undercoated really well, so that's probably going to be the first thing that I do to the Evo 5 once I do get it, is get the whole underneath of this car undercoated, powder coated, get some protection on it, just so that it doesn't rust and, you know, freaking start having holes through the floorboard in the near future. But yeah, I've been keeping my eye on it. I've been looking into, I've been talking to some exporters, talking to some importers, talking about how to transport the car here once I do get it. It can get a pretty hefty price. So let's say if I buy a car for 20k, add 4k on top of that just to get the car shipped over here, and it's gonna be 24k just for the car to come here and be at the dock. Then you have to pay somebody to go get the car, which is around $200 to $500. Then on top of that, to ship that car from where the guy is picking it up from, it's around $800 to $1,000. So if you add all that together, you're spending around 26k on a 20k car that you bought just to get it shipped over here. And I kind of don't want to spend that much, even though I do somewhat have money for it. But I'm trying to stay on a budget on getting this car, or at least save up for now until I can afford getting this car, because I don't want to pull another loan for it. So Right now there's one for 23K, and that's including transportation and shipping it over here, which is not too bad. So I could, you know, probably spend probably 1,000 to 1,500 to get it picked up from the dock, then get it shipped over here to the state here where I'm at, and then get it registered and stuff like that. So that ain't too bad. That's a really good price. It's like 24.5 pretty much, considering you know, getting the car here and, you know, getting it registered and stuff like that. So that's not a really bad price. That's actually a really good price, considering these are going around 23K and up. It's going to be really hard to find these under 20K and not included with the transportation and shipping. So you know, after doing research on, like, you know, exporting and importing stuff like that, I'm considering on being like an importer here and start importing some Japan stuff. The prices are not too bad. It's just I gotta figure out what is the demand and give you guys the supply. So once I figure out the demand, I can start doing the supply. Then I can start doing containers. Then we'll start going up and up and up into the importing world and start getting more JDM parts here in our state, since it's not really common here. And if I do get this car here in my state, it will probably be the first one in the state, because the JDM cars here is like 0.1%. Especially being like right-hand drive and stuff. It's mostly like R33s, R32s. There's one R34, there's an S15, there's a couple 240s here and there, but it's super rare to see an Evo 5 here. And I can't wait to be the first ones to, you know, bring it over and have one here. There is an Evo 1 here somewhere around not my area, probably like 20 minutes away, somewhere in that area. And I have yet seen that. I've probably seen it one time within the past 5 years, but it's gonna be kind of sick to get all these JDM legend cars together, especially at car meets and stuff like that, and to be able to track one of these. But yeah, the dream car is an Evo 5, and I gave you guys the reasons on why I wanted to sell the hatch. You know, someone just gave me the price that I wanted, you know, straight up cash in hand, and it sold within 24 hours. So am I sad? Yes, I'm sad. You know, I put a lot of time and effort into the car. I recently just did the interior lighting setup on it. It looks really sick. But, you know, it is what it is. It's time to move on, get something better. And definitely the Evo 5 is on my marketplace right now. So be on the lookout for that, for more content. Hopefully this kind of clears up everything on the reasons why I sold it. Shout out to everybody that's sending me links on the Evo 5. Shout out to everybody liking the post when I post it up for sale and sharing it. The sale was really quick, and I think we are trending on doing quick sales right now, because everybody's kind of like posting up their projects right now. So we're gonna see how this goes for everybody else. It's not a guarantee that it's gonna sell in 24 hours, but unfortunately, luckily for me, it sold in 24 hours, and it's gone to a really good home that I know that they're gonna take care of it and do probably something better to it. But hopefully you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you guys want to know more about the Japan exporting and importing stuff, let me know in the comment below. I could teach you guys the things that I learned, and maybe you guys want to, you know, get a JDM legend car for yourself, and give you guys the numbers on what you're looking at potentially when you do get it, or you go through certain companies that will pay for the importing and fees and stuff like that. So all you have to do is just buy the car, then pay an importer to go pick it up at the dock, and then get it shipped to where you're at. So I can let you guys know about that, and just let me know in the comments below. I can make a whole video on that, since I am learning, and I do want to spread this information as well, because I think it's really good information. It's not really well known about these things, but if you guys are willing to learn, you guys can learn from me. And like I said, I might consider being an importer for Japan stuff, or importer from out of the country stuff, because I think it's really cool to see other out of the country stuff coming into the States, especially if it's going to be rare and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys like this video. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna end this video. But yeah, the hatch is gone, and hopefully you guys are still staying tuned for the new Evo 5 content once I could find one and afford one as well. But stay tuned to that, and I'm out. Peace.